who would be in those affordable units have a home within the community?
Well, that's an issue that's near and dear to my heart. I've been on the Lakeway Citizens Police Academy Alumni Association for a couple of years, so I have a personal relationship with a lot of our police officers. And I really don't like the fact that none of them can afford to live here. They patrol our streets, they protect us, and they've got to drive 45 minutes to get home and 45 minutes to get here. So, I'm not sure what role the city can do for this. I mean, part of the controversy is, in the last year or so, is density. And the city does control zoning. The city does say that these are all R1s and you can't have anything any more dense than that. I think maybe the city could look into maybe, I don't want to say the subsidy word a little bit, and maybe that might be something that we can take a look at.
Well, I think Lakeway's dealt with this before when the economy busted. I don't know what year this was, but obviously Cellmaster is low income type housing. It was the lowest rent area probably that we had in Lakeway. As far as that goes, go on. When I moved out here in '93, I was a state employee. I had to qualify for my house with my wife's income as well. So I wouldn't be able to do it on my own. The state doesn't pay that way. So I still live in my house. It's '93. I'm still there. I'm still paying my mortgage. As far as our safety people and our school teachers and nurses and hospital administrators, that work in there, maybe we can build affordable housing that doesn't create a higher density. Maybe we can create affordable housing and still keep it at low density to where they can afford it. So I don't know what developer would be willing to do that, but I think it's an option. So I think we should probably look at that avenue and see if we can find a developer that do it.
All right, we're running up. We'd like to do one more question, and I have an ask of you guys. If we went over into the 8:07, are you guys okay with that? We're going to try to get started on the mayoral at 8:15, and maybe get you out even a little early. You guys okay with asking? We'd like to ask one more question on city services and city staff, and then do their closing, so you guys can be succinct in your answers. And this is on city services and public safety. We'll start with Mr. Sutton. And Ms. Reichert, you'll get the first question, okay? And I'm prefacing this again in that 2018 Fall Citizen Survey. There were 2 city departments, and this is for all of you, this is the preface for the entire 3 questions I'm going to ask. In that, 2 city departments received a score of less than 3 points, 5 being the highest, 1 being the lowest. Code enforcement received a 2.97, and building and development a 2.77. Mr. Sutton and Ms. Reichert, if elected, would you support hiring more code enforcement officers? Why or why not?
I would want to take a little closer look at it from the inside before I automatically said we need to hire more code enforcement officers. Code enforcement is a very difficult job. Nobody wants to see a code enforcement officer at any point, ever, unless they're purchasing something and they want to make sure that it was done correctly. And I do not want to necessarily see them have to hire more. If it's a necessary expense and it's something that the city feels that it's important to do, and it's run through the city council and it's agreed upon, then at that point I would definitely want to explore that. But I wouldn't want to just come and say we need to do that.
Ms. Reichert.
So I think this department is one that we all know has had some bad history in the past, and it's something that needs to be worked on. I think it's already in the works. I think the tone from that department has already changed, and we're moving from code enforcement to code compliance, which is important. It's a different way of looking at things, and I think we want standards to be high, but we don't want it to be punitive, and I think that's where it's been coming from for years. Kind of a power play of punitive element, and nobody needs that. We have a lot of areas in our I live in the older section that are going to need restoration. There's a lot of our retail places that need just a facelift. I want that to be more cooperative. I want that to be, we may need to hire more, and maybe if we're hiring more, we're hiring more for compliance and just keeping everybody and everything in place. But I think it really starts from the tone and the communication and making it easier for us to restore and replace some of the when we're doing upgrades in our community, so that we keep those health.
Thank you. All right, as the microphone's going down, this is, Ms. Butler and Mr. Kumar, is your question. Do some of the permitting processes and other business practices in the building development offices need improvement? Why or why not?
Yes, they need improvement just to save time, just the physical time and the process that we have to go through to get every single change in our building taken care of. As a realtor, things are put off often because of just how time-consuming every little detail is. So I agree that it should be, definitely should be relaxed a little bit. Okay, thank you. Mr. Kumar.
Well, the short answer is we can see a lot of improvement in that area. When I moved here, the first thing I did was add an addition to my house 13 years back. I dealt with them then. As a lawyer, I had a client who was a guinea pig in the Oaks when the Oaks opened. His statement I had taken to the mayor at that time and the city manager because he had opened a similar business in Austin, and he told me dealing with the city of Austin was 100 times easier than dealing with Lakeway. Now that is embarrassing. So, to answer your question, yes, I think our current administration has taken an approach of trying to make things a little easier. I am privy to from city council meetings that they have an effort going to reduce the time for the permitting process and make it easier. But I think we can see a lot of improvement in that area. Same, I think it was just a building commission. So that's it.
All right, so this next question is for Mr. Howell and Mr. Mead and Ms. Vance. And this is a broader city service question. Okay, you can get as specific as you want, or you can stay broad. Do you feel there is enough tax revenue to maintain or improve city services in light of the growing population in this area?
I think the easy answer to that is, of course not. I mean, we're gonna, depending on who you talk to, we could add 10,000 residents in the next 10 years. That's a lot of people in a very short period of time. So, I mean, I think we would all probably agree with this, that as property owners here, if we're gonna put that on as property tax, then that's gonna fall on all of our shoulders. I think, you know, if elected to city council, one of the first things I would do is figure out a way to attract more commercial development in Lakeway. Because, you know, I, for one, am not gonna hold my hand up and say, yeah, double my property taxes, I'm all for that. And I think the way that we do that, if you look to our neighbors next door in BK, I'm not saying we wanna be BK, but you look at what the Galleria has done to their tax structure, I think if we got getting closer to that, I think that's something that probably everybody in Lakeway could agree with.
Let's discuss police, our employees with the police department. I think there's a ratio that goes with one police officer for so many people. I think we're slightly above that right now. I think we have a safe neighborhood. I hope we keep it that way. We haven't seen, thank God, we haven't seen any murders in Lakeway, as far as I know, in at least 10 years. We've had murderers come out of Lakeway that have actually killed other people. I don't know if y'all know that, but it's true. So, get them out of here. Basically, if we get more people, let's stick with the ratio, we can keep our police force higher than the standard average. But we do have a safe community. I think we keep it that way. Traffic enforcement is huge. I worry every time my kids go out on the road. I worry when they got their driver's licenses. I was scared, and I still am. So I think increase the traffic enforcement on 6-1 would help.
Ms. Vance?
Would you actually ask that question again, because they both answered in pretty unique ways, so I'm kind of want to make sure I fully
Like I said,
understand.
with city services, you can be
Sure.
broad or you can be
Okay.
specific. Do you feel there is enough tax revenue to maintain or improve city services in light of the growing population in the area?
So actually, this is a really unique question. because new homes are coming online at a very high rate in Lakeway, we've actually been able to maintain our effective tax rate over the last 3 years. When the new bond was passed, we did not see an increase in your property tax, the Lakeway portion of your property tax. I'm not talking about Travis County, Lake Travis ISD, we're talking about the Lakeway portion. That's because new homes coming online, specifically Rough Hollow, coming online, and they're paying property tax into the fund. So that's going up about 6% a year right now. Not because we're paying more, but because new homes are coming online. Additionally, we're seeing an increase in sales tax revenue of approximately 3% a year right now. Now, by doing some tweaks with traffic, it's multifaceted. You connect Burrell to Main Street, and now on a Friday night, you don't want to drive to Bee Cave because you don't want to be on 620. Every time you drive to Bee Cave and have dinner, you're putting sales tax revenue in Bee Cave. You stay in Lakeway, you keep our sales tax revenues climbing, and your property taxes will maintain even though the population of the city is increasing.
Thank you. Now, this is a time for your 1-minute closing, and what we would like you to do is spend that 1 minute telling us why we should vote for you. You know, what makes you special in 1 minute. Be very succinct for us. And we started over with Ms. Reichert on the intro, so we're going to start on this end, Ms. Butler on the closing, and we'll go right down the row in ballot order.
As your Lakeway councilwoman, I will, first of all, L for Lisa, is I will listen to what you want. I will listen to your needs and all the citizens of Lakeway. I is for identify. I will identify what the citizens of Lakeway want in their different areas. I'll talk to our community. S is for school. I was a teacher. I'll school myself about the citizens' concerns, and then finally, A is for advocate. I'll advocate for the citizens of Lakeway, and I'll do that. You can talk to me on social media. You can talk to me by email, by call me up. My number is listed, or come and have coffee with me, and that's what I would like to do for the city of Lakeway.
Thank you, Mr. Kumar.
Why should you vote for me? Well, I have a successful track record, but the biggest thing that you guys should look at is, am I the kind of person that you would want to collect data on, analyze, and try to get other people to come together and come to a decision which is in the best interest of the whole community? I have been analytical, engineer, lawyer, entrepreneur, but the biggest thing that I have is I'm very persuasive, and I can ask the right question to get people to see the big picture. It is not a question of short term or long term. It involves both. So we need to make some decisions which are going to help us develop a better Lakeway in the future. So I'll humbly ask for your vote and your support. Thank you all for coming.
Thanks y'all for coming out again, and thanks y'all for putting us together. Why would you vote for Doug Howell? For 25 years, I've been in a business, in the technology business, and ultimately when you boil technology down, what is it? It's using innovative solutions to solve complex problems. Like I said at the beginning, there is a whole raft of issues that are coming at us that we have no idea what those are going to be. Like I said, we're going to add 10,000 residents to this town in less than 10 years maybe. Hopefully what you saw tonight was I'm able to take in a lot of information, make good decisions, and then execute. I think our politicians fail us a lot of times when they make promises. They come home and say, I did my best, but those people in Washington or in Austin, they didn't do what I wanted them to do. It's the ability to deliver results is really what matters. Thank you.
Mr. Mead.
I can tell you that if I'm elected, I will follow the comprehensive plan the best I can. I will keep the quality of our life the best I can. I will listen to every citizen if they have a concern or an issue with Lakeway. I will give you my phone number right now. It's easy. 512-413-0000. Call me, text me. I will answer any questions. If you remember that one, real easy. You have 3 votes for city council. You can't vote three times for one of us. So You got 3 votes. You see a great group of people up here, and I think you're gonna win with any one of us. So I asked just for one of those 3 votes, and that's it. Thank you.
Thank you for saying.
Thank you. I think when we all go to bed at night, we all want the same things. We want to feel safe, we want to feel emotionally and financially secure, and we want to feel like we have a voice in the issues that surround us. Bobby and I have had the absolute privilege of raising 8 children. 5 we've sent to college, 1 we've sent in the military. We still have 1 in high school, and we currently have 1 who's a freshman at the University of Alabama. And at the end of the day, that's what it's about, right? It's about raising our children and our grandchildren in a community that we all enjoy and that we love. We've come here to retire. We plan on staying here. We enjoy entertaining our grandchildren here. So why vote for me? Because I'm a neighbor, and I'm a mother, and a sister, and a daughter. And I view things through a multi-generational lens. I don't care if you're a baby boomer, or a Gen X, or goodness, a millennial, or a traditionalist, right? We all deserve a voice, and we need to start making decisions for our community as a whole. Thank you. Number 5 on the ballot. Vote for me as a voice for you. Thank you.
Thank you all for coming this evening. I would really like to have your vote. I started in Lakeway almost 10 years ago. I know Lakeway from the very tiniest little grassroots, and how I got to know that was by meeting with the people that have actually built and created and helped Lakeway manage and grow it to the wonderful place that it is. I'm a small business owner. I go to church right here in Lakeway. I understand what the values are of the people and all the hard work they've done to build this beautiful community, and I want to continue to see the community grow in a way that's beneficial to the residents that currently live here and the residents that are coming. It's important to keep the wheels on Lakeway. Lakeway is a wonderful place. I am committed to do that. I'm committed to all of you and being a great council person and helping Lakeway get on to the next level. Thank you. Vote Sean Sun.
So as soon as I moved here, I've been busy attending various city council meetings and committee meetings and ZAPCO and visiting the committees that have been formed and trying to find out what's going on here. And I'd really like to serve as your city council. I would like to be a voice for people that maybe haven't been represented in the past. When I started this journey, I said I was going to run and serve with integrity and be a voice for that, for truth and transparency in our government. I think we need to see that, and I would like to do things that I can be proud of when my son is my age, and we're looking back on this era. I want them to see that we took this moment in time and we made it better, and we were proud to do it. And I really want it to be better when I leave it, both this council as well as this world, and I want to pass something on to the next generation. When I look at things like the Hamilton Greenbelt, it makes me proud that people in our past left that for us. Thank you. Julie Reichert, City Council. Number 7, please.
Let's give these candidates